here thinks that men are better drivers. Which were the better drivers?
Well, overall, it's assumed that women are better drivers. You will see that until recently, many of the premiums were higher for men than for women because the risk assessment was different. Women had a higher risk, had a lower risk just because they are women, and men have a higher risk just because they are men. And this was used by insurance companies.
Yeah, but the point is more fundamental. You see what you are doing with data mining. You are collecting a lot of data. And you are collecting the data for a certain purpose. And what you are doing now is, we have this data, and then later on you try to build model from this data. But this model might be true, but what the point is with data mining and with statistics is that they are based on induction. And induction means that they might be true in the context of the data. That doesn't mean that it's true in the context of the real world. So you should be very careful with the results.
Okay, now we get to Bayes. I think Bayes, he was a religious man himself, and he was very interested in gambling, and he wanted to make a model to predict how often he won his roulette game. And I think it also had something to do with snooker, but I'm not so sure. But the essence of Bayes, as someone tried to explain to me, but I didn't understand, so you may correct me, is that you do not only look at the numbers, you also look at what you expect your model to predict.
Yeah, so in one of the approaches that we took, we used a Bayesian model. So where we made some assumptions about the real world, about what process was underlying what we were observing. In this case, we were assuming that there was a discrimination. So there was a true label without discrimination. Some discrimination took place, and we have the discriminated label in our data set. And so basically, we used Bayesian models to model what we think could have happened. And then we used statistics in order to learn the probabilities in the model. And once you have the model, you can use this in order to filter out actually the effect of the discrimination that took place in the process.
How do people react? Because you've gone back to the people who use data mining. You've presented your models. Do they like it, or do they think it's well, less precise or even political correct?
Well, you have many different reactions, and many of them are related to the ethnicity of a person, obviously. Yeah, in many cases, people react quite strongly against what we're trying to develop. And this is because the common belief in data mining is we want to make models which are as precise as possible, and we're not interested in these other aspects, and these are not of our concern. Other people should deal with it, the people that will deploy the models, and they should correct for it. And well, I think this is wrong, and I think that if we are not very careful, and if we do not make sure that we offer this alternative where you can balance for this ethnicity, then in many cases we will see situations in which data mining is not becoming slightly less useful because it cannot use ethnicity, but situations where data mining is just forbidden because it leads to discriminatory situations which are sometimes even very much concealed.
Thank you very much.